Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's iRex, and I'm here to give you guys the review of the Master Grade Gundam Exia. And man, this guy is probably my favorite model kit. Well, one of my favorite MG model kits right now in my collection. The first being, Seven Sword Exia, or not Exia, it's Seven Sword G, and the other one being Dark Matter Exia. But honestly, I'd put this guy above Dark Matter now because of how difficult Dark Matter is to just, kind of pose, and how good this guy is now that I'm thinking about it. Honestly, this guy is really cool. I like the look of this guy. He doesn't look like a very traditional Gundam, which is weird to say because like what classifies, a classic Gundam. And I'm just gonna say like it's like um imagine like the regular RX-78 Gundam. A lot of mainstream Gundam, the ones that are used by the main characters of each anime, are very similar. They have a very similar body type, arm type. They have very little in the shoulders. Meanwhile, this guy is very slim and sleek, not bulky at all. And like I think this guy kind of breaks that kind of Gundam mold where a Gundam has to look a certain way. No, you could actually have a Gundam look different in the body type now, and that's evidenced by this guy and then later Barbados, which is getting an MG kit, which I might get my hands on and I might review. But after this Gundam, I'm probably gonna review other things. I really want to review a figure that I just got, but we'll save that for later. Anyway, man, this guy is just, I love him, honestly. Down to his accessories, his posability, his stableness, even though I've been holding him up constantly because I don't know how to handle model kits. There we go. First, let's go ahead and talk about his accessories. So what I'm going to do is, from now on, if I am reviewing a model kit, I am going to take off all of his accessories that come stored onto him, talk about them, and then go to the posability where the accessories don't get in the way. Anyway, speaking of accessories, this is his gun sword, which is, a staple of Exia. If an Exia doesn't have this, it's not good Exia. But anyway, this is just a really nice weapon. I've always liked the weapons of Double O, the aesthetics of them, and this thing is no different. Like, first of all, it's a gun sword. It looks great. It's supposed to be cool. And it's got a little, like, kind of, shield thing. Uh, First of all, I really like the fact that they contrast these two grays. I like that. I know that shouldn't, be much of a compliment, but I think it's just cool. I like the fact that the barrel of the gun is, kind of a different color. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a slightly different shade of gray. It's actually kind of a metallic gray. The blues are really nice on this thing. So is the little white strip here. Again, very accurate to the show because this is a licensed kit. Why wouldn't it be? But anyway, yeah, this thing is probably my favorite accessory of his. Next is his little spear shield, I believe. It's kind of like a shield, kind of like a spear. These flaps are really loose. That's kind of annoying. I can't seem to snap them in. But honestly, it's not that bad of a problem as long as you don't do that. Like, you can even, like, it's probably just, like, for this moving out gimmick right here. Which is, again, very nice looking. Actually, I really like that look when it opens up like that. Wow. The bottom of it is also very detailed. As you can see, this peg right here snaps into this hole. And I forgot to say this about the gun sword. As you can see, there's this little, like, notch here. Well, it's on the other side, and you can put it into his hand right here. It just pegs in to that little peg, and then you can put this peg right here into that armhole. Got him. And then finally, he has his little hip swords. Oh, perfect. That fell off. This is one of my complaints about the figure. His side skirts are very, very, very loose. Like, they're not a reliable connection, and a lot of times you'll get this right here. That's not a part of the sword. That's actually should be on his hip. But every time I put them on, they're always loose, and they always come loose whenever I play with this guy. So that's one complaint that I have. But anyway, yeah, the short sword and the long sword. As you can see, the tip of this thing is kind of bent and a little discolored. That's because when I had him in the display case, I didn't notice until it was too late. He was leaning backwards onto this thing and it was bending it, and now it's kind of ruined and at the tip, and I'm kind of mad about it. But anyway, the sculpting on these things are also great. uh I kind of wish they had that metallic looking gray on the edges of it as it is with the gun sword, but these things still look great. You could just paint this yourself. Hold on. Oh no, they do have that. Oh, I didn't notice that. It's probably because the light in this room is kind of shit, so I probably didn't notice it. But anyway, these are all of his accessories. Of course, he comes with more, but it's the beam swords. Like, it's every single model, it's every single Gundam that you'll probably find, like main series, you'll get a beam sword, or at least two. And then as you can see, those are his actual beam swords. Man, these are floppy. All right, let's get into some things that I am not happy about this thing. First of all, as with all model kits that I own, for some reason, they're all really loose in the feet. As you can see, he tips over really easily. You pretty much have to just like fiddle with him until you can get him to a right stance. It's worse with Dark Matter Exia, but we'll get to him eventually. Oh wow, I forgot to talk about this. Man, his back is nice. I don't know if people can appreciate that, but man, I really do love the back on this thing. But anyway, and also here his back flaps, they're really loose too. They like to droop a lot, and that's no bueno. I don't like that. Like it's not, it doesn't seem like much because you're not going to get him into any back shots. But it's kind of annoying to me, like whenever I just see it. But I could just turn the figure forward and it's no longer a problem. Anyway, let's get into poseability. He's got a rod in his head that allows him to look up and down. Let me go ahead and do that for you with my right hand. He can swivel his head. Jesus, man. All right, hold on. Let me fix the camera. His arm can go up this far. He has a double bend at his elbow. He can swivel with his bicep, and he has a swivel at the wrist. He has a really nice crunch, and he can arc his back pretty far. And also, of course, he has full 360 left and right with his waist. He can kick out this far. And see, I'm really being careful with this guy because I don't want him to fall apart like a lot of my other model kits. And he can kick back not all that much. But he does have a double bend at his knee. And he can pivot with his foot. So honestly, poseability on this guy is great. He's a very solid in his poseability. And honestly, I still stand, despite the complaints, I still stand by how good this guy is. And hell, this guy's even like a good size too. Like, let's go ahead and compare him to some things that I have here. And also, I want to run this by you guys. I want to see if you guys are into this. I'm going to be using different versions of a character that I have, like different figures of a character that I have. And I want you guys to comment to see if you guys like that or not. But anyway, here is the Transformers Prime Soundwave. For comparison, the Fall of Cybertron Soundwave, and the Masterpiece Soundwave. Man, this guy is huge. And honestly, like I said, my next review is probably going to be on this guy. This guy right here. Spoiler alert, I love him. My God, this guy is the best. But anyway, we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about Exia, and honestly, this model kit is awesome. I love it. I love this guy. His accessories are nice. His posability is good. Despite some of the loose parts around about him, he's still just a very solid model kit, and I recommend him to anybody who's a fan of Double O or is just a fan of Exia. And now I don't really know what to say. There's nothing really much to say. This figure is great. Model kit, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time for the review of Masterpiece Soundwave. And man, this guy is gonna be a doozy. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time. I'll try and get out more videos this time, considering my relatives are finally going to be leaving, and I now have time to record videos. So expect another video next week. Of course, as you can see, I'm building also a costume. So look forward to maybe even a demo of that when I get that actually, started. Not really started, more like finished. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later.